I told you this obscure B movie from 1958 is partially responsible for Watergate? And that movie is Attack of the Puppet People, which is extremely false advertisement because these puppets don't attack anyone, and if you don't want to hear any spoilers, plug up your ears because they're not even puppets! Welcome to You Oughta Be in Pictures, the show where I review obscure B-list movies that were made to be forgotten but have a lasting impact on pop culture. Considering this movie was made exclusively to be a double feature to get children to go see it on Saturday, and hopping on the trend of monster movies, it's surprisingly poignant, and it's able to pack a lot in its hour and 19-minute runtime. Is Mr. Franz. It's not explicitly stated, but he's totally a former Nazi, and he is a doll maker in the United States now. And this is Sally Raymond, and she comes to him because she needs a job, but she's kind of creeped out, and she's like, you know what? I'm out of here, bitch. And he's like, I'll give you more money. And she's like, okay, bitch, I'll work here. Spoiler alert, she shouldn't have. You see, this crazy Nazi has a shrink ray machine and is turning everyone he loves into a tiny doll. He also has these vacuum tube things that seem to be able to keep people in a state of suspended animation for months at a time, so I think this science is probably better utilized other places than keeping tiny people prisoner, but we digress, Mr. Franz. You do you, Nazi. So that's when this guy, Bob, comes into the picture. He sees Sally working for Mr. Franz, and he's like, hello, good looking, what you got cooking? Hey, let's go to a drive-in movie this evening. Hey, let's get engaged. Yeah, it happens that quickly. Attack of the Puppet People is only an hour and 19 minutes, and if it was any shorter, Watergate might not have happened. So Mr. Franz is all like, how dare you, I'm gonna turn you into puppet people! And he does, and in his office there is this shelf of like 12 people who have been turned into puppets. Spoiler alert, we only see 6. Even though the secretary and the postman who go missing earlier in the movie that we see before they go missing, we don't get to interact with them as puppet people. Sally and Bob wake up and they're surrounded by these 4 other puppet people. This one's a slut, this one's an idiot, this one sings an absolute bop, and there's a soldier, although we're not really sure if he is a soldier or if they're just wearing doll clothes because Mr. Franz buys doll clothes for them. This movie honestly has very good practical effects, and it's pretty impressive how seamless it is, especially when you consider what a low budget this production had. So the puppet people end up escaping from Mr. Franz. I did not see that coming. And this is the closest image to the poster we get in the entire movie where the puppet people are attacking some sort of wild animal. What is that, a honey badger? Bob and Sally are able to reverse the machine and regrow themselves, and Mr. Franz comes in and he's like, please, don't go, I love you. Please don't go. And they're like, we're going to the police. And he's like, please don't go. And that's where it ends. Him being alone. Because he shrunk these people. Because he didn't want to be alone. And he wanted to have the people he loved always. Because people he loved always left him. Maybe because of your fascist politics. This movie gets a bad rap for being bad, when in actuality, it's kind of a really good episode of The Twilight Zone. Even though this movie came out a year before The Twilight Zone premiered. It also came out a year before Barbie. All the dolls used in this movie were 1950s Miss Revlon dolls. And some pretty obvious pieces of photo paper that were cut out and shoved in a tube. So what exactly is this movie's connection to Watergate and Richard Nixon? When they broke into Bug, the Democratic National Committee headquarters, the security guard on duty was distracted because he was watching Attack of the Puppet People. Alright, my strange little onions, I love you. Have a hug, a cookie, and a juice box, and tell me what other B movie should I review in the comments. Mwah!